that was solid. That was solid. There's going to be a lot of similar points, a lot of piggybacking, but also a few fresh points that I think will be useful for you guys to take away and actually practice. There's going to be action items at every single one of these tips that I want you to take away and practice this week. Okay? So a little background about me. My name's Saakyan. I moved here about 5 years ago from the Midwest of the United States, and to pursue my passions in entrepreneurship, find something I was passionate about. And I quickly started learning that the smarter people that I surrounded myself with, the higher they were polymaths or empaths or executors in the world, that the faster that accelerated me and what I strive to achieve. So I recently became self-actualized, like about 1.5 years ago. I started a science comedy show, and that's been absolutely my passion. Neil deGrasse Tyson's my inspiration in that field. And so we bring on different prominent scientists, different prominent comedians, and we're interactive, so the scientist gets to ask the audience questions to earn fun theme-related prizes. And so we host neuroscientists, people in biotech, people in astrophysics. This month we partnered with Cal Academy of Sciences, we partnered with NASA, we partnered with Singularity University. So we've had some great traction. We're going to be working with Star Talk in New York in September. Really excited for that. So that's info about me. I love learning from smart people. I encourage you to find those stars and surround yourself with them as well. All right, so here's what we'll be going over. The 10 tips are to ask personal questions, take concise notes, use templates, use Google Calendar, scale your pricing, equanimity, celebrate success, referrals, learning culture, and health. All right, so let's jump right into them. So the first tip is ask personal questions. So this is a little, I thought this was a pretty good way to explain it. So asking really deep questions about people's lives and then genuinely caring about their answers, empathizing with them, leads to a hormone called oxytocin being secreted, which is a trust building, okay? And that leads to higher quality sales. Higher quality sales leads to more sales, and so these are just three very general things to keep in mind: eye contact, enthusiasm, and genuine care for other people. Make sure that you exhibit those as you talk to people. So these are some of my favorite questions. I obviously go very, very quick, very deep with people. I use a submarine as an analogy. You don't want to stay in surface level conversation with people. You want to dive super deep to the Mariana Trench as fast as possible with people. And if it doesn't resonate with certain introverted engineers, then you slow down. But with other people, it's going to resonate. They're going to be like, wow, this person cares so much. They just want to listen to me speak. And then that's when you get to know someone really well. So you ask, where are you from? And then you're like, yeah, it's 6 months of freezing cold temperatures in Minnesota, man. I know what that's like. Or like, oh, I'm from Naples, Florida. I'm like, oh my gosh, it sounds so great. Must have been, so other things to ask is like, what are you passionate about? Love asking this question. Get really deep with them. And if they say that, oh, I'm passionate about education, or I'm passionate about providing for my family, and then so that's what you say. You say education's super important, and then you ask follow-up to that. Let their answers segue you into your next questions, okay? So when they say they're passionate about education, they're passionate about climate, they're passionate about healthcare, then you say, why do you care about healthcare? Tell me more about that. And you keep getting to know them. Ask them, how many kids do you have in your family? Get to know them. This is going to translate again to oxytocin and sales. So a few additional tips for point number one is, so you analyze their openness to these personal questions like we mentioned before. Some people is going to get straight to business, so mirror them, do that, and some people are going to be happy to get to know them. And so I usually have a little activity that I do right now. We're going to skip it, but just in essence, the activity is that we're all going to stand up together turn around and find random people. So like obviously we wouldn't hang out, or you guys wouldn't hang out, but then you'd go and you'd be like, hey, like where are you from? How many kids do you have? What do you
Let's do that at the bar.
Okay, let's do it at the bar. Okay. And that would be one of the activities. And so your takeaway from here is to practice asking personal questions with your prospects this week. Okay? Sound good? Mm-hmm. All right, cool.
Awesome.
So tip number 2, take concise notes. So, you know, right now, I see Barbara's taking concise notes. It's very good. You guys as well. Whenever you find something that's really profound, make sure to write it down. And so I use note-taking software. I use Evernote. I have 1,500 Evernote files, and they're all organized. They're all organized by name and company where somebody works. So I have, when I search Google, I have like 25 results of different people I know that work at Google. So when somebody says, oh, can you help me get into this, or can you do that? So then you go and you find them and you create an email between the two people. And you can easily go back and search through this content. So this is a really crucial point. So when you're talking to people and they say, I have 2 kids, what do? You write down that they have 2 kids. When they say, I was born in New York, what do? You write down they were born in New York. Your mind is not going to be able to remember all of this information, but your notes will have it. So the next time you get on a call with the guy that owns 500 condos, you go, hey, how are your kids doing? Right? And he's like, oh, this guy remembers that I have kids, right? And so you're building a relationship with this person. You're showing them that you genuinely care about them. And so bolding and underlining within the note is super important. So, and this is like you said, you have to have action. What was the first part of that though? Before that, it was interest.
Interest to action.
It's so lame. Everyone says, I'm interested, I'm interested. If you're so interested, here's an action item for you. And
right.
then that's how you bold and underline the action items in your note, and then you execute right away. By the end of the night, if you've been busy all day until 10 p.m. or midnight, whenever you get home, go back through your notes, and if you have 5 action items per meeting that you had, go and execute them all. The last thing you want is to make tomorrow busy with your action items, okay? All right. I'll show this to you, it's super quick.
I saw you taking the notes, yeah.
Yeah, I love, I usually can click through the, I don't know why I can't show the video content itself. It's so weird. I can only show the video content. Basically just shows you what my Evernote looks like, and I go through and I highlight how I do things in there. Oh, that's why. My hotspot on my phone was shutting up. Do you guys know what the password is to guest?
It's very
What is it?
very
Oh, great password. 0C34 NB 34CH. Alright. Cool, let's make that happen now. Awesome. Very cluttered.
I'm a pretty avid Evernote user myself.
Good.
But, yeah.
Good. Oh, yeah, get to it. It's your date. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. So check this out. So real quick, so here's my talk at FI. Here were my notes that I was taking before I started structuring my talk. And then here you can see I started structuring my talk finally with like what I was going to structure as points through it, and the things that I really wanted you guys to try. Here, and these are like the underlying, the big things. So here's my next note, like World's Fair Nano, just 30 minutes ago I edited it. So here are the names of the people that are involved in World's Fair Nano, right? The founders, Allie's like the founder's girlfriend who just got a promotion at work, right? So I wrote it down because I want to talk about it next time. Here's Star Talk, our partnership that we're doing in September. So here's notes from that. She's a research manager who works on the product side at Wonder, etc. So you keep looking. I have more notes on like a to-do list. To-do list with things that I'm learning in Ethereum. So here's like Brian Rogers from Machine Learning Society. Here's his information. Other stuff I was learning about. Anyway, so that's what ideally in like a few weeks you guys should have Evernotes for all of your clients with data about where they are from, what they're passionate about, what process of this of the funnel they're in. Like, are they actually using the forklifts or using your sensors on the forklifts already? Where they're at, what your action item follow-ups are. So, oops, my bad. All right, moving on. Tip 3, templates. So work together with your team to make creative, quirky, conversational, concise templates. So this would look something like this. 5-sentence rule. 5-sentence. Hi, I'm Alan from Kite. We make beautiful, affordable, and the highest flying kites you've ever seen. Check out our video here. Your retail store would be a perfect fit. Please let us know if you're interested or not. Thanks for your time, Rachel. Best, Alan. Done. 5 sentences. The person gets who you are. They have a video to watch about your product, and that's it. So memorize your elevator pitch so you don't even need the template in the future. So your elevator pitch is, we make beautiful, affordable, and the highest flying kites you've ever seen. End. Don't ramble. If the person's interested, they'll just say, oh, like, what's your company called? How many people is it? How much revenue do you have? Who are your clients? Cool. So practice your 5-sentence emails. Practice that 5-sentence email to prospective customers. And have like a good solid link to send them, like to a video or something. Make the template for newbies, for people that you bring on. Cool. Tip number 4, Google Calendar. So phone calls, meetings, tasks need to be organized into 15, 30, 60-minute intervals. So everything that you have, whether it's just a simple phone call or whether it's an actual in-person meeting, block out time in your calendar for it, and then start prioritizing it based on color. So for example, red events are going to be really crucial ones. Like for example, this today was a really crucial one for me. I need to do a lot of preparation and everything. And green ones can be your trip to Yosemite or whatever, more relaxed ones. So just go and figure out your coloration system of preference. This is what I always send calendar invites to people. You guys should too. So yes, good. And I structure them like this because if you say phone call with Laura and send it to her, she'll be like, who am I talking to? So that way you say Laura plus.
I'll give you another one because sometimes I'll call them or sometimes they'll call me. So Laura calls Alan or Alan calls Laura.
Yeah.
And that makes a big difference because then I'll be waiting around otherwise. I'm like, are they calling me or am I calling them?
Yeah,
so.
It's good. Then you decide on who's calling who and write that in the invite. Versus it's just kind of like, oh, whoever calls whoever first. So now, if events in your calendar you don't get to, click and drag them over. So practice using Google Calendar to prospects. Again, a very short video. Check this out. So here's what my calendar looks like. Here's my swimming that I'm doing tomorrow morning that I do every single week. Here's at the top I have like, oh, someone's friend's staying with us. Oh, my trip to Crater Lake over the weekend. Here was my call with Star Talking World's Fair this morning, right there. So I'm highlighting things with my mouse. So here's an example of like, here's the talk in red. Here's a meeting tomorrow. But so for example, this stuff over here I didn't get to over the weekend because my mom, my uncle, and I went to Point Lobos, 17-mile road. So what am I doing? Click, drag, and click, drag, and I'm like, look, I have objectives for tomorrow, just like that. I've just literally clicked and dragged them into my calendar. So,
by the way, we have a grad that automatically merges your task list into items in your open areas in your calendar. It's pretty cool.
That's
It's called
good.
Trevor Labs, so it works in Gmail, yeah.
And the better systems we build out for that, the more effectively we'll be able to manage our time, and even potentially AIs will be able to manage our time better.
That's their goal, yeah.
Yeah. So tip number 5, scaled pricing, very applicable to what we talked about today. So really perk up your ears for this one. So analyze their budget. If you're dealing with MasterCard or with Bank of America or whoever that has 6 apps on the market, charge them $1,000 a month per app. You can easily afford it. Versus developer Joe Schmo in Ukraine, or Vitali, whatever, in Ukraine, charge him $200. So you're an infant company. They are a teenager or an adult, okay? So charge them so you can grow. Don't be afraid to take on some low-paying clients or free clients so you can test your service. Cool. And practice this week asking clients to pay on their high end of their budget, but you guys have to figure out what their budget is first. Cool. Tip number 6, equanimity.
And don't be shy to ask.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
Do you have a lot of times the way to ask isn't like, what's your budget? It's like, do you have budget?
Yeah.
Sometimes they're like, no.
No, yeah, exactly.
And that's first of all, whether it's true or not, it gives you all the information
You need. That means they're not interested in your product.
Right.
Yeah.
Or they don't have budget.
Yeah.
Either way.
Either way, you're not
They're
selling
not
it.
paying you.
Right. Exactly.
Yep. It reminded me of another thing that you said about something else about asking about one of your questions. But yeah. Okay, so I've been on 2 10-day Vipassana meditation retreats. I'm going to be going on my 3rd later this year. I'd really recommend it to you guys. Great ego loss doesn't necessarily have to be LSD or shrooms. It can be meditation. What you learn is you learn about equanimity. You learn about staying mentally even. So don't get attached to your pipeline. Oh, I have to cling and sell this deal. Or, oh, I have such emotion and hatred for this company that didn't sign with me. No, none of that. Stay mentally even and keep knocking on the doors. So practice gratitude. There's going to be billions of doors. Don't let one door impact the rest of the day, okay? Practice meditation for 5 minutes each day, and that's literally you sitting there with your eyes closed and your nose and focusing, and your legs closed and your eyes closed, and just focusing on your respiration through your nose for 5 minutes. Your mind's going to wander after 5 seconds to sex or to your next meetings, always. But you got to practice bringing it back. So this is another activity of focusing on respiration. There's only 2 activities through the whole thing, but it's just like close your eyes. Let's take some.
We can't do that at the bar though.
Headspace is a great app.
Headspace is a great app.
Calm.com is also good.
Calm.com is great. Yes, you can use services that literally play beautiful noises and walk you through it.
Yeah.
Okay, tip number 7, celebrate success. So I think this is a little bit too far for you guys, but tiered commission structures are really important to incentivize people in sales. Your first 3 deals you score this month or this quarter or whatever, you get 10%. Next 3 deals you get 15%, etc. And then quarterly company-wide sales goal, hey, we're going to go do something pretty fun if we get 10% more this quarter, but if we get 25% more this quarter, I'll blow your minds. Cool? All right. So build a camaraderie across teams. So for when salespeople close deals, or for when engineers build out cool parts of your applications, right? Go through and get some high fives to the engineers, etc., and to the ops people and to the designers, right? Get everybody on the team excited. So practice implementing commission structure, maybe a success channel on Slack for people to go and post, hey, new build's ready, and everyone goes and likes it, or like says, thanks, man, the build looks great, etc. Yeah, thank you. All right, this was one of your points today, referrals. You guys already have some clients building up, right? And so as you have those clients, it's so crucial to follow up with them and say, hey, how's Bill? How's your new product? How's your new service of ours going for you? Is there any way that I can help you? And so they say, oh yeah, that's going great. Maybe there's some ways you can help. Okay, let me help you. And then you help them, and then you go, hey, by the way, if you can refer me to a few additional people that are interested in, could be interested in my product, I will gladly take off 10% per month off of your subscription for us, or I'll give you a month free or whatever. Incentivize your referrals. So practice following up with the clients. All right, tip number 9, learning culture. So you guys, it's a little bit early as well, but some of you guys have teams of a few people, so let's see. This is going to be for you down the line a little bit, but promote intercompany talks. So it's not only going to be about the presenter that's going to be able to practice taking what's on the inventory of their mind and communicating it and be getting public speaking experience, but then the other people that are sitting there will be able to refine their idea over time and make it better. So salespeople can give talks on closing deals, but engineers can give talks on new products, pushes that they're going to be making. Everyone can make different kinds of pitches. It's going to build a more well-rounded company. This is hilariously ironic because, as I say, if you think, oh, pizza's so much cheaper, just get pizza. Well, you know what happens when you eat pizza, right? You sit there and you sluggishly try and execute what you're trying to do. Versus if you eat a salad, which you can find great salads and great toppings. I'll get to that in a little bit. It'll make a big difference. So either make the salad at home or get it. Last point, health. So you'll get more done at work if you take care of your body and mind. So there's a few things here that I want to touch on. The common misconception, like you'll feel sluggish and you won't get things done if you keep eating junk food. So eat healthy food. It's also not more expensive. You can go and get a $5 bag of spinach the size of that desk chair at Costco. And then all you need are some raisins, walnuts, and some good salad dressing, and you got yourself a damn good salad over there in the corner for people to eat. All right, and this is crucial. Stand up. Like we took a 10-minute break, and it was crucial to move around a little bit, get a good stretch in, right? Focus on your breathing for a little bit, and then come back and sit down. Do some jumping jacks, get the heart rate going, and then all of a sudden you're back sitting down and you're like, oh, my blood's pumping, this feels good. All right, and you can even get away, you don't need a gym membership. You can do push-ups here, you can do sit-ups here, you can do squats here. You can do so much working out right where you're standing. All right, to end, we are ending right now. We are ending right now. So exercise feels great. It's the hardest part to get started. Reward yourself. Vitamix is your best friend. Throwing, seriously, bananas, apples, kale, spinach, 4 ingredients in there. Mix with some almond milk, you're done. You're done. It's so good, so healthy. Don't sacrifice sleep. Go to bed early so you can wake up without an alarm. Everyone in today's like coming home, working, and then like Netflixing, and then like it's already 8. God, I gotta wake up and go. Well, if you hammered out things you needed to do and you set yourself up with an early bedtime, maybe you read to go to bed or you did some creative pursuits, which is what I want to touch on next. Is enjoy other hobbies like hiking, taking your team out to hike. Or doing other things that are creative pursuits that are not your business as well, because what that will do is it will help you make interdisciplinary connections between different fields. Why do I science communicate? Because I learn about biotech and astrophysics and neuroscience and AI and oh my god, there's so much to learn about. So then it makes you more well-rounded, etc. And prioritize health across your company. So, summary, personal questions, take concise notes, use things like Evernote. Templates, Google Calendar, scaled pricing, Equanimity, celebrate success, referrals, learning, culture, and health. Thank you. That is it.
All right, let's be conscious of our gracious host tonight. Thank you. Sorry we ran a little late.
Again.
It's 100% my fault. I apologize.